Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Gerel Matta. Today we're going to be doing a makeup tutorial using the new palette by Los Angeles, which is the Nudie Patootie. I created this eye makeup using this palette, of course, and I will link all the products that I use for the rest of my face down below just in case you are interested. So yes, before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And yeah, without further ado, let's get on to the video. Alright, so before we start with the makeup, I actually wanted to talk to you a little bit about the palette. So it comes in this box, and this is what the palette looks like, which is exactly how the box feels, but it is very nice and sleek and sturdy. Very nice. I love the colors. I love the ombre effect on the palette. So these are the colors for the palette right here, just in case you haven't seen it, and I'm going to show you some swatches in a little bit. So this is the second palette that I received from Los Angeles, because the first time that I received my order, this shade right here, which is Nakey, that shade was completely shattered. So I reached out to customer service just in case you are wondering. You might actually want to check on their website, but I'm pretty sure that they are not open during the weekends. I received the palette about 2 weeks ago on a Saturday, and immediately, as soon as I opened the package and I saw that the shadow was shattered, I reached out to customer service, but I did not hear back from them until Monday. So just in case you received this palette and it's shattered, well, you can't reach them on the weekends. Finally, when they reached out to me, they apologized. They asked me for pictures of my shattered palette, and then they actually sent me a notification the next day that they were going to be sending out a new palette to me. So after that, they sent me my palette, and this is the one that I received, that there is no shadows in this one, which I am super happy. They did send me an email letting me know that it was actually sent out, and I did reach out to them because I wanted to know if I needed to return the other palette. However, they told me to just keep it, and they didn't want it back, so there was no return label or anything for me to actually send the broken palette back to them. So that was the deal. I did pay $45 plus shipping to get this palette, and I did want to have it intact. I definitely did not want any shatters, broken, or anything like that. So I'm very pleased with their customer service and the way that they actually handle things. So that was my experience. So yeah, that was my whole experience with customer service. Now let's go on to the swatches in the tutorial. Okay, so I'm grabbing Undressed. So this is a really nice yellow base tone, so very close to my complexion. So this is gonna be definitely something that I'm gonna be using a lot before I start any look. Putting it on my brow bone and really getting in the outer corner to make sure that everything goes nice and smooth. So now going in with this brush right here, I'm going to go into Strip, which is this shade right here. It's more of a deeper tone than this one right here. This is the first shade that we used. Now we're gonna go with this one right here. So I picked some on the brush. I'm just gonna tap the excess, and I'm going to work that on my crease. This is a very interesting color. So I don't think I have anything like this shade right here, like Strip, on my collection. I don't think I can actually find something that is exactly like this color. So I like the uniqueness of the shade. And it's working and building up very nicely. It's blending effortlessly. So that's a good sign. It's not too powdery. I'm tipping my brush in the palette, and it's definitely not powdery. There's not a lot of kickback on the shade. So I'm putting this shade in the outer corner and working it on my crease and just building up the color as much as I can. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into this shade right here, which is Butt Naked. Those are funny shades. And I'm just gonna start building this in the outer corner and on my crease. And I'm using a MAC 217 brush. So I'm actually going a little bit above my crease. The other one we blown up a little bit higher. This one I'm going to keep it down just a little bit, but still passing our crease a little bit. and whatever is left, just bring it in a little bit. So I did not pick up her first palette, so I cannot compare her older palette to this one right here, but so far they're blending really nice. Going back with the first blending brush, I'm just going to blend everything together, going over the edges. No harsh lines. And if you are having a little bit of trouble blending, make sure you're grabbing, and I know you probably heard it before, but just in case you haven't, you really need to grab your brush towards the end, because if you're grabbing it right here and you're putting so much pressure, there's not going to be a lot of blending going on. So make sure that you are really like barely touching it, like just going over it, blending. All right, now I'm gonna go to Nakey, and I'm just really gonna focus that in the outer corner. So pat the color and then very gently move your brush in little circles. And that one is called Expose. All right, so here we go. Ooh. So I do feel the fallout. That's the shade without any Fix Plus or anything like that on the lid, which is super beautiful. So let's go ahead and try it with some Fix Plus, because there is some fallout. So let me see if that will actually stop it a little bit. Now this is exposed using Fix Plus. Okay, using Undercover, which is this one right here, I'm gonna grab it with the same brush on the very tip of it, and I'm just gonna put it right there in the middle. Same thing, Undercover, I'm just gonna put some Fix Plus. Going back to the first blending brush, I'm just gonna blend the edges over here. Really just staying in the outer corner, not going so much in the inner corner, just so we don't move any of the product. So now I'm just going to deepen up Nakey just a little bit so we can get a little bit more of a defined look. Okay, so as you can see, there is some fallout right here, especially with the darker shades, which it doesn't really bother me because I usually do my eyes first before doing my base. But just in case you do your base before eyes, just be careful with those colors. So just to make the look a little bit more fun, I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil. And this one is in the shade 902 Versatile Violet. You don't have to do this. You can definitely, if you like your neutral colors, you can just put a brown eyeliner and tight line, or you can just leave it as is. You don't have to tight line at all. You can just put mascara and be done with it. But I'm going to actually tight line with this shade right here, which is super vibrant. And these pencils, you can use them anywhere in your face, like anywhere. I'm lining my eyes with this pencil. Okay, and just using a wipe, I'm just gonna clean up just a little bit. Alright, so let's go ahead and finish up the eyes. I'm going to go back to this shade right here, which is Stripped. Just place it all over my lower lashes. So I'm going to take Nakey. I'm going to take very little of it with the same brush, and I'm just going to place it right here in the outer corner. Now going back to expose, and I'm gonna put it really close to the inner corner. I'm going to wet my brush using the Fix Plus. Going to go back into expose just on the very tip of the brush, and I'm just gonna end up putting it right here. Now I'm going to take Uncover, this one right here, and I'm going to grab that in the inner corner. With the same brush. I'm going to just run the mascara on my lower lashes. Now going back with the pencil, I'm just going to run it again on my waterline. For lips, I'm going to be using this one, which is also a Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil, and this one is in the shade 604 Up and Down Tan. So I'm going to line my lips with this one. And I'm going to pencil everything in. And on top of it, I'm actually adding a little bit of the Soap and Glory, and this is in the shade Naked Talon, which is pretty much the same color. So yeah, this is the final look. Okay, so here are all the shades for the palette. So yes, that is it for the tutorial. Now in regards to the palette, before I tell you that, before I talk about the palette, I do want to share with you that eyeshadow palettes, it's my #1 favorite thing out of my whole entire collection. So I get a little bit more creative when I actually do see an eyeshadow palette. I just love them. So with that being said, I have tried several formulas. I've never actually tried the Laura palette that she had before, so I do not know how that one performed. I cannot compare that one to, but this is a really good palette. This is a really great palette. The shades that after swatching it and using it on my eye, this one right here, it really caught my attention because I did not expect for it to give so much warmness, especially for being like on the palette. It looks really light, but it really, if you pack it, it gives you that warmness in your eyes. That's what I have on my crease, as you saw in the tutorial. And I like the fact that you can create like warm shades with cool shades. I love it. Like that is definitely something that I am very into lately. This palette definitely has shades that I do not have in my collection. I can tell you for sure this one and this one, I do not have these ones in my collection. These three right here are amazing. They are like butter. They're super pigmented. They do have fallout, so you do need to use a Fix Plus with them or any kind of water just so it can stay and it doesn't have a lot of fallout. So now in regards to the formula, like the mattes are really beautiful. They blend super nice. I did not have to spend a lot of time. There was no patchiness. There was no like, you know, like skipping. They weren't so pigmented that they actually, you know, were hard to blend. No, they blended super nice. So when I first opened it and I saw these eyeshadows on the bottom, I'm like, whoa, these are very cool tones, not really my style. So I tend to use very warm shadows, so I was very surprised to actually have something with a warm crease like I do right now, and I am loving it. So do I recommend this palette? Absolutely, 100% I recommend this palette. This palette is beautiful. If you are a neutral girl, you're going to love this because it's not only just a neutral boring palette, but this is like a little, it has a little extra to make it interesting, and I really did enjoy it. So yeah, so those were my thoughts. I hope that it was helpful, and just in case, you know, you were thinking about picking it up. So yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you next time. Bye.